Good evening, gentlemen and ladies, and non-binary fans and viewers. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary fantasy baseball talk for Thursday, June 30th. Man, I earned this beer today. I'm gonna tell you about my day. Just give me a couple seconds. That's a Diablo Rojo, by the way, from Boneyard, which it's hard to pick a favorite beer, but I would put Diablo Rojo in the top three. In my top three. My day. So, Uber Eats. I took the morning off. Not a lot going on in the morning, so I wanted to catch up on my sleep because I've been staying up really late. I'm trying to go to bed early. For whatever reason, the heat has played an impact. Also, I think the lack of physical activity is playing a part in keeping me up till like midnight, and then I'm getting up at 4, going to work tired, coming home, going back to sleep for 2 to 3 hours, taking a nap. So my morning's kind of a wash. And then I, been working some half days, Uber Eats. Today I started at noon. Not much was going on. I did like 2 orders an hour and a half, and I was like, okay, turning this off, taking a break. I went and watched Elvis, which was okay. I thought the guy, I wasn't alive to see Elvis really, but I thought they did a pretty good job of making the actor they chose look like him. I didn't particularly like Tom Hanks' character. I don't think I've ever seen Tom Hanks play a villain before, and I didn't like him. Didn't like him doing it. Didn't like the guy. Didn't like the character. He kind of looked the way they made him look. It was like my grandpa, my dad's father, and he didn't remind me of my grandpa in any other way. But he just kind of looked like him, which was odd for me. Elvis was okay. The Black Phone, though, the one that I went and watched, I think there was Monday night when I went and watched that. That was actually really good. I definitely recommend that one. It was in my top 5 for the year so far. Very good movie, Black Phone. So I took a break. Started again at dinner. My plan was to be done by 9. I always want to be done by 9 because I hate sitting in drive-thru, and most places, most of these restaurants are closed, and all the fast food places are closed. Lobbies closed at 9. If they're still open at all, there's still some in the area that have closed lobbies. You have to use drive-thru no matter what. So yeah, my last order was great because it was Taco Bell right by my house. So I picked up the first one, and then the second one came in while I was sitting there. I was like, okay, I'll pick up this one too. So I got these 2 orders, right? Okay. So this Taco Bell was so busy, and then they had like a couple of homeless people trying to vandalize their store. So they were trying to deal with the police, trying to deal with all these people in drive-thru, all those customers. It was so busy. They were so overwhelmed. I feel bad for them, but at the same time, they took like 25 minutes to give me my orders. That was way too long. So that was the first problem. The second problem was the Uber Eats app was malfunctioning. So because I had 2 orders, right, had to deliver one and then one after the other, but they gave me the wrong addresses. So delivery number 2 was actually delivery number 1, and delivery number 1 was actually delivery number 2. I didn't figure that out till later. I was so confused. I had to call Uber support and get it straightened out. So I had to cancel the first order, and then take the second order to the guy who the address for the first order was. So this guy, so that's why I was all confused, because I was texting the guy who I was supposed to be delivering to. He's like, there is no gate code, because I couldn't get in the gate. There's no gate code. You're at the wrong place. I was completely confused. And I hate these apartments that have gate codes, because the gate code I get is always incorrect, so I can never get in. So I have to wait for someone to come behind me and honk, or someone who's kind enough to let me in with their, pin their little thing. It's always much easier getting out. The gate just opens to people coming out. They don't care about people exiting, leaving, right? It's like the borders. They don't care about people leaving the United States. They care about you coming back, you're coming in, right? So, 3 times, 3 different complexes I've gone to had the wrong gate code and couldn't get in. It's very frustrating. Not only was I at the wrong place for the first order, but I couldn't get in. Canceled the order. Eventually, just parked my damn car and walked in there. Walked to the apartment, dropped it off, and then luckily I knew where because I'd been talking to the guy. He told me where his complex actually was, so I went over there. This is a big old massive complex, right? So I had no idea. All I knew was the complex. He never told me what the address for his actual apartment was. So I had to call Uber support, figure out where this guy was. And anyways, so I started the order at 8:51 was when I got to Taco Bell. I raced over there because I wanted to get in there before the lobby closed. 8:51. Didn't leave there until 9:14. And then I didn't even complete the 2 drop-offs until 10:07. Absolutely ridiculous. I went above and beyond for that last guy. Even though I canceled his order and he got it like an hour and a half late, I did eventually get it to him. I'm not expecting a tip from him. I don't even know. He's not going to, of all the orders I've done, I've only had one person give me a cash tip. All the tips are online, through the app. Most people don't tip well. Although I did have a woman. She was actually a pretty good looking girl too. I don't know if she was, I wish we had interacted more, because I feel like she, maybe had a crush on me, because she gave me a nice fat tip, and I really appreciate that. I think the tip was like as much as the order was, so but yeah, I've only had one person give me cash tip. It was like a $5 bill. Because I brought him a little Caesar's pizza, so he gave me a tip that was worth the amount of the pizza, which is cool. But everybody else is tipping online on the app, and the app's always behind. So like I try to set a goal for myself every day, like $50, $100, $150, $200, whatever it is. I try to set a goal, and I always go over it because I wait till I get to the goal till my phone tells me I'm at the goal, right? So I get there, and then, I check back a couple hours later or the next morning, and my total has gone up by like $20, $30. So it's like the app's always behind, because it takes, I don't know what it is. The Uber Eats app is frustrating. They need to just use Google Maps, because their directions are always off. But yeah, I went above and beyond for that last guy. And I feel bad because I know that his food was cold by the time he got it. But it was a pretty big order. He had like 2 cherry Cokes and like 5 different items in the bag. I mean, yeah. There's no way for him to tip me anyway, because technically I canceled the order. So he can't go in there and say that it was received, all that blah, blah, blah. He can't tip me for it. And I don't expect a tip, because even though it wasn't my fuck up, it was a pretty epic fuck up. So I'm just glad that I was able to figure out how to get him the stuff, because otherwise I would have ended up taking it home, and I really didn't feel like that was the best option. So anyway, let's get to the baseball stuff that you tuned in for. It's almost 10 minutes in. I'm gonna do this real quickly. 5 hitters. John Birdie of the Marlins. Kind of a journeyman, kind of older, not a lot, no power whatsoever to speak of, and he plays at the third base position, which, at third base you want guys who can rake, who are going to hit for power. That's not going to be John Birdie. Well, John Birdie could very easily lead the league in stolen bases this season, so that makes him a very valuable fantasy asset right there, because stolen bases are hard to come by, and he's already at 20 plus for the season. It's unlikely, but there's a chance he could get to 50, and that would be outstanding to have on your fantasy team. So you should consider adding him. He's also second base eligible. Isaac Paredes of the Rays, second base and third base eligible as well. He's really been coming on for the last week and a half or so. Alex Kirilloff is back in the majors for the Twins. He's got outfield and first base eligibility. He started out the season very terribly, but ever since he got recalled over the last couple of weeks, he's been hitting really well. So he's worth having. Juan Yepez of the Cardinals. He's a utility man. He's got first base, outfield, DH eligibility. He's getting a lot more playing time for the Cardinals, and he's deserved it. It's warranted because he's been hitting better. The more he plays, the better he hits. So he could be useful to your lineup. And then Adam Duvall, the old reliable outfielder for the Braves. He is what he is. There's no upside there whatsoever, but there is production there to be had. So you should consider adding him. For the pitchers on Friday, I've got 4. Saturday, I've got 3. Sunday, I've got 2. So a 10-pitcher week for you. A 10-pitcher weekend for your long Memorial Day week or 4th of July weekend, which I got to figure out if my mom ever found a campsite, because now that I can make my own schedule and work when I want to, and I can travel and work. I don't have to request time off to go camping for the weekend. I haven't been camping in ages, like years, honestly. So it would be kind of nice to go, even though, my parents are going to come up here and they're not going to find a campsite anywhere close to me. I'm going to have to go down to where they are. Last I heard was Alsea Falls, which I remember the last time they went there, I really wanted to go there, and I didn't get to go there, and I wanted to check it out. So I hope they ended up getting a campsite there, but I think, being that my mom is a procrastinator, she probably didn't get one reserved in time. But I'd like to go check out Alsea Falls, which is down in the central Oregon coast around the Newport, Lincoln City area, for those of you who don't know Oregon. But yeah, so Friday, pitchers on Friday. Rich Hill, Red Sox at Cubs. Josiah Gray, his ownership is at 50%, so I debated putting him in here. This will probably be the last day he's eligible to be on here, unless he goes and lays a stinker tomorrow, which, knocking on wood, we don't want. Josiah Gray, right on the cusp. I ultimately decided to feature him here. So he's facing the Marlins. Roansy Contreras, I like this kid. I'm going to keep talking about him, even though he hasn't really had that breakout start yet. I think it's coming. It may not be tomorrow. The Brewers are tough, but I like him anyways. He's always going to be in the streaming tier for me because of the strikeouts that he can rack up. And then Michael Pineda is supposed to come off the injured list for the Tigers. He will be facing the moribund Royals, so he's a streamer-worthy candidate right off the bat. For Saturday, Brady Singer, Royals at Tigers. I'm a Brady Singer fan. I don't know why I'm a Brady Singer fan, but I think he's talented. He just like with Cole Irvin, I think if Brady Singer can go to a team that is good, he'd have a much bigger fantasy impact. But he is what he is with the Royals at this point. He's a talented young pitcher who is getting wasted on a bad team. Brady Singer, I think, against the Tigers, could have a good day. George Kirby, I know he just struggled in his last start, but he's facing Oakland here in this next one. So I'm anticipating a bounce back campaign. And then Josh Winkowski of the Red Sox, if he keeps racking up these double-digit point starts, he's going to be in the rotation for the rest of the year. He's a hot hand that you should be riding while you can. He will be facing the Cubs on Saturday. And then Sunday, Jose Quintana, quietly having a really good year, a healthy year for the Pirates. He will be facing the Brewers on Sunday. And then Tyler Wells of the Orioles. I think it's time to admit that he's pretty good. He's had for the last month, been pitching really well. And the Orioles have actually been decent. The Orioles have had their first winning month since 2017. So in 5 years, June was the first month where they had a winning record. So small golf clap for the Orioles for not being so pathetic. Tyler Wells definitely is another hot hand that it's kind of hard to ignore at this point. He'll be facing the Twins in Minnesota in Target Field, which I haven't been to many baseball stadiums. I'm trying to, add to that list because going to a baseball game is fantastic. Tickets are usually relatively cheap. I enjoy going to a baseball game more than definitely more than a football game. And a basketball game, it's just weird because I love to watch football and basketball on TV, and not so much live. Baseball, I can't stand watching on TV, but I love going to live baseball games. I don't know what the deal is, but so I'm trying to get more baseball stadiums knocked off my list. So far, it's just 2. I've been to Mariners, T-Mobile Park, and I've been to Target Field. I wanted, when I was in DC, I wanted to go see a Nationals game, but they were out of town for that week. But of the 2 stadiums that I've been to, Target Field is nicer than T-Mobile. There's just a lot more going on there, and it's, I don't know. They're both great stadiums, so there's nothing to complain about with either stadium. You can see the field from anywhere in the stadium. There's no bad seats. There's just more expensive ones. But the Target Field, you can just tell, is a much newer stadium. Has more amenities, I should say. I shouldn't say there's more going on. There's just more amenities to make it a more entertaining environment, which is the way the stadiums are going nowadays. Is they want to distract, they want to offer as many points of entertainment as they possibly can, other than the game or whatever the event is that you're going to the stadium for. They want to offer you 25, 30 other points of entertainment to spend your money on as well. It's not just about going to a baseball game anymore now. It's about the whole immersive experience of the place. So you can tell Target Field's a little bit more in that mold. T-Mobile Park is not that old, but it kind of feels old because it was built in the last, maybe it was 2000. No, I think it was 99. It was built in the last millennium. Not very old, but it's of the older generation of park where it's just about the baseball game, the product on the field, and not everything else. Anyways, I'm actually impressed with myself because I spent the first 10 minutes talking about my day. I thought this was going to run into the 20 plus. It still could, unless I just end it now, which I intend to do. Peace, love, and nacho fries. It's like 11 p.m. I need to try and crash and finish this beer and post this. Hopefully it uploads before the game start tomorrow. Because normally what I've been doing lately, because I figured out that it helps upload, is watch YouTube videos while it's uploading, and then once it's done uploading, I stop watching YouTube videos. But I'm not interested in doing that today. It's 11 o'clock at night. I don't want to stay up another half hour, 45 minutes, whatever it could possibly take to get my video uploaded. So I'm just gonna upload it, hope it uploads while I take my 5-hour nap before work at UPS, and go from there. All right, peace, love, and nacho fries. Good luck, best wishes, stay blessed, have a good evening, a better day than I did.